Hello. So I just wanted to make a little short video about the energies right now because the energies are insane. And this is going to be a theme. This has been a theme of 2024 and it's going to continue to be a theme. It's going to continue. These energies are going to continue to build. We're getting in such intense solar flare activity right now. And I was really feeling this last week on the 1st actually, the 1st of October, I woke up and I just felt anxious. I just felt all this heavy, anxious energy, and it just seemed to hit me out of nowhere. And when I was driving around, so you might be experiencing this, when I was driving around in the car that day, I had to really just take some really deep breaths. I was just like, and even when I was doing that, I could feel my heart was racing. And even when I was doing that, and my heart was still racing, but I could just feel how intense the energy was. And then it actually happened again the last couple of days. Today I feel a lot more grounded, a lot more relaxed, but the last few days again I felt that intense energy come in and all this anxiety and doubt and fear start to surface, and I just seemed to wake up with it. And again I could feel that there was a lot of solar activity happening, and I happened to be watching a video on YouTube and somebody had made a comment about the solar flares, and I'd actually said about how the solar flares that were coming in right now were like, more than double, triple what we have experienced in the past, and I could certainly feel that in my body. So I wanted to make this video because again I've been talking to friends and family and they've been experiencing these bouts of anxiety come up. Or also what I also experienced the last few days was not just that feeling of anxiety, but actually a feeling of grief, just feeling really upset and these emotions just coming up out of nowhere. And again I was speaking to a friend and she had a similar experience. So we're feeling that in my body, and then also seeing that we are having these exceptionally powerful solar flares happening right now. This is why we are feeling these things in our body. We are biological systems, and again we've seen recently that the aurora has been seen again in all sorts of places that it's not been seen before. And some people are saying this is to do with the geoengineering, but that is not the truth. I do not believe that at all. This is the solar flares. You can look to the solar flares that are coming in and you can see how powerful these solar flares are. And what happens when these solar winds come into our atmosphere is it actually excites the oxygen and hydrogen atoms. Now our body is literally made up of oxygen and hydrogen atoms, so our biological systems are impacted. Every single biological system on the planet itself, ourselves, are impacted by these solar flares coming in. What is this light? This is divine light, and this light is coming in at this increased pace right now to assist the planet and humanity with the ascension that we are going through. And as these high energies come in, well, they're so high, they're so powerful that they're just unearthing these even deeper layers of stress, anxiety, traumas, wounds that have been really buried down within our bodies, but also in the collective. We are also experiencing these collective energies. So particularly if you are if you identify as a light worker or a star seed, or really all this really means is that you are working with the light, you are working with consciousness, you are on a spiritual awakening journey. You realize that you are waking up from the programming. And if you are working with light, then and you're watching this video, then you're on that healing journey. If you're on that healing journey, what you're doing, you're making space in your body. You are clearing out all that is not in alignment with the true soul self. You're clearing out all the inorganic programs and artificial technologies that have been placed inside of us. And in doing that, you're making more space to carry light. You're increasing the capacity of your body to hold more divine light. So when these solar flares comes in, you're likely to feel it at a more intensified level because more of the light can get into the body. But also as that light comes in, like I say, it's going deeper and deeper and bringing up things to come out of the body. So it is a good thing. And when we understand what's happening, and at these times we need more sleep, right? We need more rest. I was talking to a friend the other day and she was saying, I slept for 8 hours, but I woke up and I felt like I needed at least another good couple of hours. I slept last night for 11 hours, and I could have slept for more, I'm sure. And right now we just have to honor those cycles, because as the body is integrating that light, then it's a lot of work for the body to do, to recalibrate to these higher vibrations, to really bring out these deep wounds, these deep traumas from the body. So the body needs a lot of rest. So if you are identified as a light worker, if you're working with the light, if you're on that healing path, you're likely being you're probably more sensitive to these energies. So it's good to understand what is going on. When I found out that the solar flares were like that, although I knew already because I could feel it in my body. Me and my friend were talking, we were saying something's going on with the solar activity. But also it's nice to actually, when you're feeling these things in your body, when you're feeling these intense energies rise, to actually look at the solar activity, so that you can start to see how you are reading energy within your body, how your body can and does read energy and is completely connected to the planet, to the cosmos. And we can know that when we're going through these, that whilst it can be uncomfortable, and it is uncomfortable, and the last few days have been so uncomfortable for me, it doesn't feel good, but I also hold in the awareness in that uncomfortable feeling, that I hold the awe and the magic of the times that we are living in right now, of the fact that we are going through this planetary ascension, this cosmic ascension, and that is exciting. We are traversing on an accelerated level to a new timeline. We are bringing in the new timeline, the golden age, and in doing that, so in holding that in my awareness, in knowing that this uncomfortableness, it will pass, and it does pass within a couple of days often. In knowing that, that just brings me comfort in that time. And what do we do in that time? We've got to double down on our nurturing. We've got to double down on our grounding. These energies are asking us to ground, baby, to bring ourselves into the body. Because actually what happens when you're in these energies, right? Why are we feeling all this anxiety? Why are we feeling all these things? It's moving us in, it's bringing up all of those programs. We're interacting with the programs in the collective consciousness that are being healed right now. So it's bringing us massively into this mental space. And and that's where we suffer when we're stuck in that mental space and all those fear limiting programs. So what we have to do is bring ourselves deeper into the body. So we've got to really double down on our practices that ground us. What grounds us? Being in nature. Right now it is just be in nature, and just be in nature. Just take as much opportunity as you can to get out into nature. You're going to feel, the other day when I woke up with anxiety, I did so many things to ground. I went for a long walk. I had this flotation where I was in 1,000 pounds worth of salt in this flotation tank. So, salt is grounding. Put salt in your bath. Being in water, being in baths, being in salt is grounding. It grounds the body. It brings you into the body. So I was in that. And then I came home and I had a bath with loads of salts and loads of essential oils. Then I meditated and I meditated again. And I still, even when I was in that flotation tank, after I'd just done a meditation before that, I could still feel I was finding it difficult, a lot more difficult than normal, to really get into my body and relax, because I was being pulled into my mind, and I found it more difficult. But eventually I started to relax, and I just continued that day to do more things that would ground me: exercise, dancing, movement in the body, doing things in the body that's going to ground you. So right now we've got to knuckle down that and rest, allow ourselves to rest, to nurture ourselves, not to give ourselves a massive to-do list. And as we do that, it's going to help ourselves to ground. So we're being asked to ground even more into those tools. When we're going through those energies, and it's uncomfortable, often what we can want to do is fall back into addictions, right? We might want to just stuff our faces. And to be honest with you, I did a little bit with chocolate, I'm not going to lie. There was times we might want to stuff our faces, right? We might want to do drugs, or whatever your vice is, drink more, things like that. We might feel like doing like that, but actually doing that, it's not going to help. It's going to actually make it worse. So we really have to try and lean into the stuff we know that are going to help, like those grounding things that I have mentioned. But also, if you do, don't worry about it, right? Don't be harsh on yourself. Don't judge yourself. Just accept right now that these energies are intense, and just know that it's going to pass, and just continue to take steps forward to do things that are going to nurture your body, and have absolute hold compassion and kindness central for yourself at this time. And just remember, we're going through something absolutely incredible right now. And these are just a little bit of growing pains as we adapt to this amazing energy that's coming in. This energy is going to transform us, right? Know that you're going to be transformed through this energy. You're going to start to embody more and more of your soul, more and more of your soul, more and more of yourself is going to be moving into your energetic system, and you're going to be guided more and more to those things that are going to fill you up with joy, that are going to create a life of abundance, of grace, and of ease.